Hello, you guys. My name is Crystal, and thank you all for tuning in to Chris Codes. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you want to, and it's free. Notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's get right into the video. All right, you guys, so I haven't done one of these in so very long, so bear with me. But it is another Makeup and a Message Monday. Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and get into my look. I'm going to try and be, I never do too much, but I'm going to try and do a little something today. It is currently 1:45 in the morning. My sleep patterns are typically off, and I'm not saying that as I have problems sleeping, because trust me, I don't. I literally just got up, and I do that because I take like power naps when I know I have to get something done. I take a quick little power nap and then go on with my day. But yeah, enough about me. Let's get into the message. So, having a talk with my grandma, per usual, and she brought something to my attention that I really resonated with, and that's what this Makeup and a Message is going to be about. Now, fun facts, a lot of y'all don't know that a lot of my Makeup and a Messages come from conversations that I've had with my grandma or my mom. Like, that's how they begin. And then I decide, I really want to elaborate on this. I really want to talk about this. And a lot of times they just tell me, this would be a great Makeup and a Message. And then when they tell me the idea, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. And some of the most viewed videos, or some of the most popular Makeup and a Messages, have been from these conversations, have stemmed off these conversations. So this video will be no different. So we're going to talk about people that come into our lives for a reason, people that come into our lives for a season, and why we shouldn't be upset and or disappointed either way it goes. Okay, now that's a short way of me summing it up. So I want to start this Makeup and a Message off a little different. I want to start with a story, very brief story, but a story nonetheless. When I moved to Connecticut, I don't know if you all are familiar with this story, so I'm just going to tell it anyway. I moved to Connecticut maybe like 2 years ago, and pause, I need a mirror. I left my mirror. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Y'all should have told me. I always got this mirror right here. How I'm gonna see. Okay. But yeah, so about 2 years ago, I moved to Connecticut, and before I moved to Connecticut, my life was very different. Okay, I was more of I wouldn't even say a social butterfly, because I've never been the person that liked to be all in the crowds and stuff like that. But I definitely went out more, partied more and whatnot. And I worked a regular 9-to-5 job, and I wasn't my best self. That is probably the most simple and easy way for me to describe it. I wasn't my best self. And when I got the opportunity to move to Connecticut, at first I was very hesitant on taking, this huge change or opportunity to move out there. I always lived in Georgia. I've always been comfortable in Georgia. So for me to just uproot my life and move to a completely different state, is a lot. In my opinion, that's a lot. But I did a bit more talking with my grandma, and she kind of, I wouldn't say just convinced me, but she showed me, opened my eyes to the fact that I didn't have too much to lose by going out there. I wasn't necessarily happy. I was like kind of just getting out of a relationship, a long-term relationship that wasn't the healthiest. And the job I was working at was okay, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, and I really just didn't have anything to lose. But when you're complacent where you are and comfortable where you are, it's hard to get out of that state of mind. And I know that's to be true in a lot of different circumstances and for a lot of different people. When you're comfortable where you are and you feel like I don't necessarily want to leave my 9 to 5 job because they're paying me enough to survive, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to find better, or you can just pay your bills and get by, so you don't want to see what else is out there. And I feel like I was in that frame of mind at that time in my life. And to me, that's a very dangerous spot to be in. And people don't realize that, but you'll sit there and waste your life doing things that don't make you happy and don't benefit you in the long run for a company that will replace you the moment you leave.
We don't care. Let me tell you.
You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. So I took a chance. Now, before I took this chance, it's a lot of things that led up to this. I stopped being friends with a young lady that I was friends with for years prior to this. I had I would say 3 major best friends in my life. Yeah, I would say 3. I had really close friends, but 3 best friends, like for long periods of time, we always hang out type of friends. And in my opinion, I don't know if any of them were really my best friends, but we'll get into that. So during this time span of debating on moving out of the state, I wouldn't even say lost, because that's the point of this video. I was no longer friends with one of the best friends that I thought was going to be, my girl. Like, I thought we were going to be friends forever. Like, that's how close we were. I thought. I told you I was ending a relationship, and it really, fun fact about me, I don't really like break up with people, or yeah, I don't really break up with people, we just kind of like go our separate ways, or, we just kind of stopped talking. And that was pretty much how this went. And that took place at the same time. And another best friend of mine, we stopped being friends as well. And this friend I grew up with in the church. We literally, when they be like, oh, you knew each other since you were in diapers, that was how long I've known this girl. And we stopped being friends at this time. I told you I was at a job that I was not happy with. So I feel like that was not a hard decision. That was not a hard decision.
I got to go.
But I bring this up about the friends and kind of like my ex, and how the ball just started dropping. And lo and behold, I was noticing I had absolutely no reason to stay where I was, and I feel like in a way it all happened for a reason. And when we're comfortable where we are, like I said, a lot of times we won't move. So God has a funny way of making you move.
Ew, get off of me. Ugh, as if.
And that is what we're talking about in this Makeup and a Message. Why would I hold on to what happened between these people when right now in my life I have my dream job that I've been talking about for years? Every one of the people I mentioned in this video, they're aware that this is the job I've wanted for years. I'm more financially stable. And actually, I became more financially stable in Connecticut than I ever been in my life. And I mended relationships with my family that I feel like maybe would have never been mended if these things didn't happen. I built my relationship with God to the point where I won't say I completely don't have any desire, but I don't need worldly things like I used to. Oh, I've had a long day. I need me a glass of wine. Things of that nature. And I know you all hear it all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, let's go get a drink. It's been a long day. And that's not a part of my life anymore. And it hasn't been for over a year now. And I can't say, I literally cannot say that if I didn't make that move, that any of this would be happening to me right now. How many of you have been in seasons in your life where it seemed like it was always something? It's either A, something wrong with your car, B, you arguing with somebody, something's going on, that is not beneficial for you. And you seem like, man, every time something seems to be going your way, something gets in the way of that. And it might be because you either are not in the right place in your life, or where you're not following down the path that's set for you, or you just doing the wrong thing. And it's easy to do the wrong thing when you have a lot of people around you encouraging it. So why did I tell you this story? It was very brief. I tried to keep it as brief as possible because obviously it was a lot of different things in this story that I could have spoken on, but that's not the point of this Makeup and a Message. The point of this Makeup and a Message is to elaborate on why we should thank these people.
Not today. Not today, Satan.
You like, what? What? Yes. Did I feel like I was done wrong in a lot of ways? Of course. But if they didn't do what they did, and if the relationship didn't turn sour, would I be in this place in my life at this very moment? Would I be as happy as I am right now? So instead of holding on to problems and issues that you've had with other people for years, because people love to hold grudges, why don't you thank them for all the success you have now that they're no longer present? Think about that. When I think about the possibilities of what I could have been doing, I could have been still here, hanging out, partying, drinking, wasting my life away. We were talking about this today, how people drink themselves to death. And what's funny, I know I'm gearing off topic like normal, but this will be the last time this video. But people will drink themselves to death. And it's so crazy because, you think you're having so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. Oh, we got so drunk last night and blah, 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 blah. But you're killing yourself slowly. And you should see the looks I get, or how shocked people are when I say I don't drink. And you know how many people congratulate, they be like, oh, good for you, and things like that. So it's a good thing, but the thought of that scares you. The thought of that is just like, oh, I couldn't do it. But why is that? Have you all ever asked yourself, why? Why do you have to drink? Why do you have to have a drink everywhere you go? Everywhere you eat, you gotta order a drink. Why can't you have fun without drinking? And I don't judge them. Trust me, like, it's not many flight attendants I meet that don't drink. Okay? And I'll go out to dinner with them while they drink. It's none of my business. I used to. But it makes me think about it. It's like, why at every function? And then you wonder in your life, you're like, dang, why am I having all these health issues and blah, blah, blah? Because you're killing yourself slowly with your eating habits, your drinking habits, your workout habits, your food habits. And I know, me too. I go through stages where I'm eating right, working out all the time. You all witnessed that in Connecticut. I was like a beast, Now, not so much, but we working back at it. But yeah, and it's like almost like, you know what I mean? It's not good for you to drink heavily, but you do it anyway. Why is that? I guess we'll do a video on that another time, because that's a very interesting topic. And I'm not saying you shouldn't drink. I'm not saying that at all. But when it gets to the point where it's every day or with every meal or every time you go out, I think that's a problem. And you kind of have to ask yourself, why do you do that? Put it in the comments. Why do you think people do that? Why do you think you drink on every occasion? Because it's proven it's not healthy for you. Too much of anything is not good for you. You know what I mean? Because we love to say that, oh, wine is good for you. Too much of anything is not good for you. So let's continue. All right, so we're approaching the end of this look. It doesn't look like it. But we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. So now, like I was going to say, we should really be thanking these people, because I can't say that if these relationships weren't still intact, that I would have left and that my life wouldn't have changed for the better. And I really can't say that it would have. And I feel like God knows. He knows you better than you know yourself. So if these relationships ended, that means they needed to end. And that means you couldn't take those people into the next stage of your life. Like, I can tell you, years ago, I had a conversation with one of those friends, and I said, I'm going to get this flight attendant job. I remember this conversation. We were sitting in the car and I was planning out our lives together, like we were in some type of relationship. But that's just how I viewed her, when I love somebody, I love someone, and I have a hard time of like not kind of including them into what I want to do in my life, or, my successes. And regardless of where I was in my life right then, I kind of knew, I don't know how to describe it, but I knew I wanted to do this job and I knew I was going to do this job. But apparently I had to lose a lot of people and a lot of things, or just habits in my life, to get where I am today. And we don't know what habits or people that need to kind of fall along by the wayside to get where we need to be in life. So I remember having this conversation with her and saying, I want to be a flight attendant. I'm going to have you on my buddy pass. We're going to travel the world. And I even said, I'm going to have me a boutique. I'm going to start off with a small boutique. And she had this sense of style like nobody else I knew. And I said, I'm going to have you picking a lot of the clothing, kind of like kind of like a merchandiser, a fashion merchandiser, where they just go and they shop, and I just knew she would be good at that, because she just had an eye for things that people kind of couldn't see. in my opinion. And I was literally planning this out. I had not gotten the job. I had not like been offered the job, but I just knew, you guys, I just knew that this is what was going to take place. But God had other plans. So you don't know why people don't stay in your life, you know? And being upset with them is almost saying that you're ungrateful for where you are today. If that person didn't treat you the way that they did, would you have been as motivated to do what you needed to do? If that person didn't leave when the going got tough, would you have been tough enough to get going? I don't know about you, but I can't say that I would have been. It's a dangerous thing to be complacent. It's a dangerous thing to be too comfortable. And it's dangerous to keep people in your life that aren't worthy of your company. So the next time you see yourself being frustrated or thinking about how this person did you or how this person treated you when they were in your life, just know that you're a better person because of it. You're stronger because of it. And you may not be at the level that you are today if it had not been for that. I'm going to go ahead and finish this makeup look off camera, and I'll be back with the final thought. All right, you guys. So this is the makeup look. What do you think? What do you think? I haven't done my makeup in so very long. Probably the last time I did my makeup was the last time you all saw me here for Makeup in a Mess. So yeah, you just wear the mask so much. It's just no point, you know, it's no point. And yeah, yes, I'm drinking coffee at 2 a.m.
Why?
What? What are you gonna say? Okay. So yeah, to sum up this Makeup in a Message, you know, I just say that thank God for those people, you know? Thank God for taking them out of your life when it was time to. And thank God for the times that you all did have, if they were positive. You know, some stuff probably wasn't positive, I'm sure. But just thank God for it, you know? Thank God for the lessons you learned. Thank God that those people left when they did. It's like having another example. I know I'm the queen of examples, but why not? You know, it's like having a boyfriend that you know, which is an example in this video. Yes, but I'm using this because this is something I feel like people can relate to. It's like having a boyfriend and you all are together and you know that you're staying in the same place, you know? It's you traveling in circles just like that. But something in you still wants to stay. You know that you're moving like this. You know you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? You still moving like this, but you still desire to stay. Somebody has to come and grab you, snatch you up out of that for you to get the picture that you gotta go. And if God doesn't snatch these people out of your life, you won't do what you're destined to do. You won't do what you're called to do, whether you think you will or not. Take a look at your life. You got to take a look at your life. I'm so much more productive. I do so much more now. And it's sad to say that people have that much of an impact on your life, but you are the company that you keep. Thank them for moving on. Thank them for leaving when they did. If any of them are watching this video, I thank you. And I mean that from the heart. I'm not even being sarcastic. You know, that I felt like it was giving sarcasm, but I'm so very serious. Because I know me and how my heart is, and I may not have left. But now, I couldn't imagine a life without leaving. Love yourself enough to go where God wants you to go. Because once you do that, there's nowhere else but up. Literally. You know, trust him enough to guide you down the path that you're destined to be on. All right, you guys. All right, I love you guys. I thank you all for tuning in to Makeup and a Message. If you all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you'll want to, and it's free. Go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I drop new content. Comment, subscribe, and I will see you all for the next video. I should be dropping a new vlog soon. I got a 4-day trip starting tomorrow, which is why I'm doing this video at 1 a.m. because I have to be at the airport at 1 p.m. So that gives me enough time to drop some videos for you guys. Okay, guys. Love you all, and I will see you all for the next video. Bye.